Tonight, all of the day's major stories here on Prime. An explosion at a major border entry to Canada, at least 2 people now dead, as law enforcement in both countries investigate the cause. Plus,
it's cool to be a super fan nowadays.
Yes, it's cool. It is cool. It's always been cool, but we as adults have put up too many boundaries and borders around us, and now we've taken them down.
Black Friday is just around the corner, and one item will be big: toys, toys, and more toys. In tonight's Prime Focus, we meet kid-adults, a growing trend of older consumers helping fuel the toy industry. And
I'm a different kind of horse.
He's one of the biggest celebrities in the world, acting in one of the most anticipated dramas of the season. Leonardo DiCaprio sits down with our own Chris Connolly to talk about Killers of the Flower Moon as we head into Oscar season. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jay O'Brien, in for Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We're following those stories and much more, including the serious travel nightmare brewing as millions of Americans hit the roads, trains, and skies to get to their Thanksgiving holiday. Plus, hours after a deal was finalized to allow for the release of hostages from Hamas, the Israeli cabinet learns just who they'll be getting back. We'll have the details and the timing of that eventual release. And we'll mark the contributions of Native people as we celebrate Native American Heritage Month by the numbers. But we begin with a scary situation along the U.S.-Canadian border when a car crashed and exploded on the Rainbow Bridge near Niagara Falls. The chaos playing out as tens of millions of people travel for the Thanksgiving holiday. Look at this video here closely. You can see the car speeding in the background there. Sources telling ABC News the driver was going up to 100 miles an hour when the car crashed into that checkpoint. 2 people in the vehicle were killed. Authorities say it happened on the U.S. side of the bridge. New York Governor Kathy Hochul revealed there is no indication tonight that this was a terrorist attack. The incident comes as authorities across the country are on a state of high alert because of the Israel-Hamas war. Trevor Ault leading us off tonight from Niagara Falls, New York.
This is the moment the car burst into flames. The verified video circulating online showing the deadly explosion, raising alarm on both sides of the border on one of the busiest travel days of the year.
I've never seen anything like this. The car just exploded.
It happened just before noon near the New York entrance to the International Rainbow Bridge, which connects the U.S. and Canada at Niagara Falls. The car speeding so fast, eyewitnesses say it launched into the air near one of the security checkpoints.
I seen something airborne. I first thought it was an airplane. It looked like slow motion. And I said, my God, it's a car.
Then a fireball.
Yo, oh my God, are they all right?
Smoke billowing high into the air, the driver and passenger dead on the scene, a border officer injured, authorities sealing the area.
I'm going to send you over to the custom bridge for a fire that's happening. Fires are already there. You're going there to block off roads.
Officials in the U.S. and Canada taking no chances, quickly closing all 4 bridges connecting Canada to western New York.
Additional measures are being contemplated and activated at all border crossings across the country. We are taking this extraordinarily seriously.
At the airport in nearby Buffalo, international flights suspended. The FBI launching an investigation. New York's governor tonight saying no explosives have been found, offering these words of reassurance.
I want to be very, very clear to Americans and New Yorkers. At this time, there is no indication of a terrorist attack.
Trevor Ault joins us from that scene in Niagara Falls, New York. Trevor, Governor Hochul says there's no indications of terrorism, but this investigation isn't over tonight, right?
No, it's not, Jay. And the governor did reveal one of the people in this car was a resident here in western New York. But given the size of this explosion, this is a really large scene that investigators have to comb through. The investigation itself could continue for quite some time, and the Rainbow Bridge remains closed. Jay?
Trevor Ault for us at that scene. Trevor, thank you. That bridge incident happened as millions of Americans hit the road and took to the skies for what's expected to be the busiest Thanksgiving travel week ever. A steady flow of travelers have been making their way through airports, with the TSA expecting a record number of passengers to be screened across the country. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano is tracking your forecast, but we start tonight with Gio Benitez covering the travel rush.
Tonight, fueled by the lowest gas prices in years, millions of Americans are hitting the road for Thanksgiving.
We stopped at Annapolis, we stopped in New Jersey, next stop is Rhode Island, and then Massachusetts.
Overnight in Los Angeles, a sea of red and white lights as drivers face gridlock on the 405 freeway. While in the east, drivers face powerful storms. This tornado spotted in Hartford, Alabama. This crash in Huntsville, killing 2 and injuring 5. High winds taking down trees in New York City. The system even blanketing parts of New England in snow. At the airports, massive crowds.
It's a lot busier. I have never seen like this many people.
And we are inside the United Control Tower here at Newark, and I just want you to take a look at that tarmac because you see all of those planes there. It is very, very busy. 4,100 flights for United today. That's 3 flights every minute. So far, minimal delays, but Sunday could break the TSA's record for the most travelers ever. And right now is the tail end of the busiest times on the road here in the Northeast. So now our attention turns to the ride home. And experts tell us the busiest times will be between 3 and 5 p.m. on Sunday. Jay?
The great Gio Benitez for us. Thank you. And tonight, we're tracking a new cross-country storm sweeping its way east over the Thanksgiving weekend. Heavy snow in some areas, including the Northeast, just when many may be headed home after the holiday. Let's get right to ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano. Rob, time all of this out for us.
Yeah, Jay, bad timing again. We're kind of bookending this holiday weekend with 2 storms. Just as the last one pulls out and the cold air pours in, we've got this next one that's already producing some snow across parts of the mountains. Look at the cold air for much of the country tomorrow morning. It's going to feel really, really chilly. Wind chills will be below freezing as far south as northern Alabama, parts of Tennessee. St. Louis will feel like 30, and the winds will be blowing around Manhattan as well tomorrow. I think they'll probably have to lower the balloons for the Thanksgiving Day parade, and certainly cold enough for snow across the northern Rockies, where we have winter storm warnings posted for much of Wyoming beginning tomorrow and then into Friday, as we could see 6 to 12 inches of snow, some of that getting down into Denver and then pushing east across the Corn Belt during the day on Friday and into Saturday. It looks like Sunday morning we'll see some snow, St. Louis, Chicago, maybe back down towards Indianapolis. 1 to 3 inches potentially there, so O'Hare could be an issue there. Cincinnati, Hub, they could have some problems. Detroit, too, into Sunday night. That's when it really reaches the Northeast. Hopefully it slows down and at least the I-95 corridor won't be affected. But right now it looks like it'll get here in time to create some headaches as we go through time. And according to TSA, Sunday is set up to be the busiest travel day at American airports on record. So not the greatest timing.
Yeah, a lot of people driving and flying through that snow and rain. Rob, thank you. Now to the Israel-Hamas war. The Israeli military unleashed a massive assault ahead of what's expected to be a 4-day truce beginning just hours from now. Hamas agreed to release 50 hostages, mostly women and children. In exchange, Israel says it will turn over 150 Palestinian prisoners, most of them women and minors. ABC's Matt Gutman in Israel for us tonight.
Tonight, just hours before a planned ceasefire in exchange for the release of dozens of hostages held by Hamas, a senior Israeli official now saying that the ceasefire and hostage release won't happen until Friday. That is a relentless Israeli bombardment today left Gaza smothered in smoke. Israel unleashing a massive bombardment on a city already in ruins. Israel and Hamas today hammering out the final details for the release of at least 50 Israeli women and children held in Gaza in exchange for a 4-day ceasefire and the release of at least 150 Palestinian women and minors jailed in Israel, as well as increased humanitarian aid into Gaza. President Biden personally involved in negotiations. That is a senior U.S. official telling ABC News 3 Americans are expected to be among the first hostages released, including 3-year-old Abigail Moore-Idan. Abigail was still in her father's arms when Hamas terrorists shot him dead. She turns 4 on Friday.
We all pray that this release will happen and that Abigail will actually be home to celebrate her 4th birthday.
In Gaza, word of that pause in fighting met with relief.
It's really dangerous.
Tala Herzala and her family fled Israel's bombardment in northern Gaza, showing us the horrors of daily life there.
This is what we hear. It's every minute, every hour, every second.
Tala now concerned about what comes after the ceasefire.
I know it's good for people. I know it's good for everyone to stop bombing at least. But it's not enough.
Today, as we drove into Gaza on those Humvees,
It's hard to take in the scale of the destruction here in Gaza City.
we passed the humanitarian corridor, those civilians standing still as statues, holding up ID cards and white flags. The IDF 7th Brigade taking us into Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa, and inside the tunnel complex they say proves Hamas ran a command and control center right beneath the hospital. And right beside the compound's internal medicine building, we descended into that pit, squeezing into one of the tunnels there.
This is the tunnel. You can see what look like electricity cables here. This, we're told, is for air.
It led directly beneath that internal medicine building.
We're calling this a really sophisticated tunnel. It's high, it's relatively broad. You can walk standing up. You can see all the outlets for electricity and others.
The tunnel was vented.
This appears to be a kitchenette. You can see it's even tiled here. There is a sink.
We saw multiple bathrooms.
Here you can see the room.
And right next to it, that large room, also tiled, beds in the back. It even had an air conditioner.
Do we know how far this goes?
A couple hundred meters.
A couple hundred meters on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that side is completely secure yet. There is so much destruction. How much of it was actually militarily necessary?
I think
because
Israel,
1.5 million aren't going to be able to come back here.
Yeah. Israel is not fighting against the Gazan civilians. It's not fighting in order to create destruction. But when you have an organization that wages its war from hospital, building tunnels underneath, we have no other alternative. We're going to defeat Hamas.
Let's go to Matt Gutman in Tel Aviv. Matt, what more are you learning tonight about the possible delay of the release of more hostages from Gaza?
It's unclear, Jay, what precipitated this change. We know that both sides had previously agreed for the ceasefire to start tomorrow morning here, and then at some point after that for the hostages to begin to be released. Now, we understand broadly that the deal is still on, and about the only thing that actually is certain at this point is that for the families of the hostages who don't even know that their loved ones are on that list of people to be released, for them it's going to be a sleepless night, Jay.
And Matt, you've covered conflicts for years. You were inside Gaza. What was your general impression of the damage that you saw there?
It's almost hard to comprehend, Jay, the scale of the destruction there. It is so broad that only actually the human eye, not the camera, can capture it all because it's in 360 degrees. All of the infrastructure that we saw, the roads, sewage, electricity, water, is gone. Almost every single building is either significantly damaged, destroyed, or somewhat damaged. There doesn't appear to be anything that moves in Gaza right now other than Israeli troops. We have seen very, very few civilians in our 2 times in Gaza over the past week. It is going to take many years to rehabilitate Gaza and a lot of resources. Jay.
Hard to capture with a camera. You've got to see it for your own eyes. Matt Gutman doing that for us. Thank you, Matt. Joining us now is ABC News national security and defense analyst, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, Mick Mulroy. Mick, I want to start with this back and forth between the U.S. and Iranian-backed militants. What does it say about a potential escalation in that region and America's role in that, particularly because U.S. troops are there to try to discourage those militants?
That's right, Jay. It does indicate that Iran is using this to their advantage. And let's step back and look at it. They are the common denominator for many of these events. Hamas, 90% of the military support comes from Iran. Hezbollah in Lebanon, most of their support comes from Iran. Most of these militias that are attacking our positions in Syria and Iraq, their support comes from Iran. So the United States has sent assets to the region with the explicit idea of trying to deter a broader regional conflict, but that may actually be getting Iran to try to take more steps to make it more painful to the United States with these 60-plus attacks that we've seen against our positions in Syria and Iraq since October 7th.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that Israel's war against Hamas is not going to stop after that temporary ceasefire. So what does this deal say to you about where this conflict stands right now?
So specifically, the language in the agreement is truce, the Arabic word for truce, which means there is no presumption that the fighting will not continue after the stated time. So the entire time during this truce, you will see Hamas likely try to reposition itself to gain a military tactical advantage over the IDF troops in Gaza. That's why they insisted that the IDF not be allowed to fly those surveillance drones, because they don't want to be seen. I think the IDF and the Israeli government fully understood that's what they were giving up, but it was worth it to recover these hostages, these innocent women and children that's been hostage now for over a month.
We know that there will be some hostages left behind after this deal. What does this mean for them now?
So for the hostages that are still going to be left, they are going to look at, of course, trying to continue negotiations, using the Qataris to facilitate even more coming out. But they obviously will also look at the potential to have a military option, a rescue operation facilitated by Israeli special operations right in the middle of this big combat that's taking place, will be taking place after the truce is over in Gaza City. So you'll see troops both trying to defeat Hamas, both in buildings, in tunnels, everywhere. At the same time, they'll be trying to find enough intelligence to facilitate a rescue operation. That's not the ideal way of getting a hostage out, but it is an option, and I think they'll consider it very strongly if there's no further hostages that are coming out from negotiations.
So you talk about the military option. I mean, this is a pause in the fighting in Gaza. What does this deal and this temporary truce, as you call it, mean for the possibility of humanitarian aid also going into Gaza?
So, Jay, humanitarian aid is absolutely critical to get into Gaza right now. There is a lot of suffering. There's not enough food, not enough water, sanitation, medical. These are all needed. Now, the concern of the Israeli government was that most of it would end up going to Hamas. I think Hamas likely had all this stored before they even attacked Israel on October 7th. So it is absolutely critical it gets in there for the civilian population. Over 2 million people need this. That was part of the deal for these hostages to be released. Also part of the deal was fuel. So fuel throughout Gaza, which is important, not just obviously for vehicles, but also for power generators, which are needed in the hospitals. So that was a critical component of this. The U.S. obviously wanted to see that happen, and it needed to happen.
Mick Mulroy with some context for us. Mick, thank you very much. Now tonight to that deadly avalanche in southeast Alaska. Search and rescue teams looking for victims caught in that massive mudslide. At least 3 people killed, several missing. Here's ABC's Jacqueline Lee.
Tonight, an urgent search by land and by air after a massive landslide struck this remote community in Alaska, southeast of Anchorage.
We are estimating it's about just a little under 500 feet across at where it crossed the road.
The debris field barreling down this mountain and into the Pacific Ocean on Monday night after a storm brought heavy rain and wind to the area. Governor Mike Dunleavy issuing a disaster declaration. Officials in Wrangell say at least 3 people were killed and 3 remain missing, including 2 under the age of 18. A woman pulled from the debris is now recovering.
That female lived in one of the residences that was on the mountainside of the highway.
The landslide destroying at least 3 homes and cutting off the community's only highway into town. Dozens of residents also displaced or without power.
Jacqueline Lee with us now. And Jacqueline, is there a concern for more of these landslides?
Yes, that's right, Jay. Officials are warning residents there could be more because storms are set to roll through the area tonight through tomorrow. Jay.
Jacqueline Lee for us. Thank you. Tonight, Atlanta authorities have released body camera video of a deadly confrontation. The encounter, which started with a traffic accident, led to the tasing death of a local deacon. And now the victim's family wants charges filed. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Sign the ticket. Sign the ticket.
Tonight, calls for justice after the release of this disturbing body camera video showing the tense moments that led to the tasing death of an Atlanta deacon.
Sign the ticket. I'm gonna tase you. Put your arms behind your back now. Put your arms behind your back.
According to the family, Deacon Johnny Holman was on his way home from Bible study on the night of August 10th when he was hit by another driver. Holman calling 911.
Somebody ran to my truck right here.
Officer Kieran Kimbrough informs Holman he was found at fault, but Holman asserts his innocence, refusing to sign the traffic ticket.
I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing.
The officer attempts to take the 62-year-old into custody, struggling for several minutes.
Okay, breathe. Put your hands behind your back. Okay, breathe.
He then deploys a taser.
Put your hands behind your back.
Holman unresponsive. EMTs called to the scene. The deacon transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The medical examiner ruling Holman's death a homicide, saying he died due to the shock from the taser. Tonight, Holman's family calling for Officer Kimbrough to be charged.
We need him jailed. We need him prosecuted to the fullest extent.
Jay, that officer was terminated for violating department procedure. His attorney says that he denies any wrongdoing and has appealed his firing. Jay?
Ariel Resheff for us tonight. Ariel, thank you. Now to an Oregon judge ruling that state's voter-approved gun control law violates the state constitution. The law, one of the toughest in the nation, was among the first gun restrictions passed since the Supreme Court issued a major ruling last year, which changed the guidance judges are allowed to consider when looking at Second Amendment cases. The law, passed last November, requires people to undergo a criminal background check and complete a gun safety training course in order to obtain a permit to buy a gun. Oregon's Attorney General said the judge's ruling is wrong and plans to appeal. The recently ousted leader of ChatGPT maker OpenAI will return to that company after he was fired in a short but chaotic power struggle at one of the nation's most headline-making tech firms. The initial move to remove Altman, made by OpenAI's board, shocked the tech world, pulling back the curtain on a brewing conflict that's playing out as companies look to safely build and expand AI. OpenAI said it reached an agreement in principle for co-founder Sam Altman's return as CEO under a different board of directors. That agreement came only after OpenAI employees threatened to quit en masse over Altman's ouster. And we're now learning tonight an Obama administration advisor, a former advisor, taken into police custody tonight. Police say after a confrontation at a halal cart in Manhattan was caught on camera. Several videos captured the former diplomat Stuart Seldowitz allegedly harassing the vendor about his Egyptian roots and Islamic faith. The owners of the cart said there have been several ugly confrontations there over the last 2 weeks amid conflict in the Middle East. And according to New York's governor, the harassment is keeping with the more than 400% increase against Arab, Muslim, and Jewish communities in the weeks since the Israel-Hamas war began. There is still much more for us to get into tonight here on Prime, including scary moments at a shopping mall when a plane crashes into the parking lot and catches fire. But next, toys aren't just for kids anymore. In our Prime Focus, we go inside the world of so-called kid-adults and the toy companies now catering to them.
There's that joy of reclaiming something from a happy time when we were a kid, but we can pay for it ourselves now.
Whenever news breaks,
the crush of families here in Poland.
Here in Kentucky, no match for the tornado.
From Monterey Park, California, on the ground in Ukraine.
Reporting from Uvalde, Texas, ABC News Live is right there everywhere.
From the scene of that deadly missile strike in Dnipro, Ukraine.
Reporting from the earthquake in Turkey.
From Charleston, South Carolina, on the 2024 campaign trail.
From Kathmandu, Nepal.
In Truckee, California, covering record snowfall.
Traveling with the president in Mexico City.
Wherever the story,
here at this airport in Tampa, it's already shut down.
Reporting from the nurses on the picket line.
Reporting from Jerusalem.
Here at 10 Downing Street in London.
Streaming live to you.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is, we're going to take you there.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live. Streaming free everywhere. America's #1 streaming news.
First thing in the morning.
There's a lot going on.
Everybody in that home is okay.
To catch you up with what happened overnight. We are here at fashion's biggest night out.
What's happening today? YouTube has unveiled a new set of policies.
What people are talking about, the new ad campaign.
Fast, straightforward.
With some fun in between.
A real-life Barbie dream house.
A name change for the Wienermobile.
First thing in the morning.
America This Morning.
America's #1 early morning news.
On ABC News Live.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you? Yeah.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 2 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
Welcome back. There was a time when adults felt like they had to leave behind every part of their childhood when they came of age. But those days are gone. As holiday shopping starts to really ramp up, the toys being gifted this year won't just be for kids. Many of them will also be snatched up by grown-ups. Will Gans takes a deep dive into the nostalgic world of kid-adults and finds out the great lengths some major toy companies are going to get their business.
Welcome to the colorful, cuddly, top-secret world.
Welcome to the vault.
Of kidults. Kidult, a made-up word with real-world impact.
Grown-ups that are kids at heart. Adults that want to play with toys and games because toys and games are fun for all ages, as we know. On the tail of the pandemic, families that were trapped at home realized that there's real fun and benefits to play at all ages.
Kidults age 12 and older were the biggest source of growth in the toy industry last year, according to Circana, a firm that tracks consumer behavior. Circana says about 1/4 of all toy sales are for the kidult group, driving more than $9 billion each year. As we found out at this year's Toy Fair, kidults are having a lot of fun behind the wheel.
It's cool to be a super fan nowadays.
Yes, it's cool. It is cool. It's always been cool, but we as adults have put up too many boundaries and borders around us, and now we've taken them down.
In fact, this holiday shopping season, the Toy Association says 89% of parents say they'll be shopping for grown-ups.
They're going to be shopping for all the different types of grown-ups in their lives. And because of that, toy makers are also leaning in to designing their products or evolving their products so that they can work for these different age groups.
Some of America's favorite toy brands now getting a makeover for a slightly more mature audience.
I thought that I had seen it all in my 31 years of life, but I have never seen a Build-A-Bear with a beer.
Well, we do have Build-A-Bears with beer and Cabernet or Paw Seca.
Build-A-Bear launching the Bear Cave, aimed at shoppers 18 and up, featuring characters from Gremlins, The Mandalorian, and even Friends.
People have such lovely, wonderful memories of going to Build-A-Bear when they were kids, and now they want to kind of remember that special feeling, but based on content that wasn't really designed first for kids, it was really first for adults.
For companies marketing to kidults, nostalgia is big business.
Breaking news, Beanie Babies are back. As we talk about kidulting, we gotta talk about nostalgia, and there is nothing more nostalgic than a Beanie Baby. And while we do have old favorites like Bones here invited back to the party, we've got exciting new products like squishy beanies. How cute is this?
And that interest in nostalgia spurred in part by recent hardships.
We've just been through a horrific pandemic. It's clear that one of the big triggers for nostalgia is any kind of sudden, substantial change that might even connote adversity, stress, anxiety, loss of control. We had the social distancing and the lockdowns, and some of that changed the way we live. Our lifestyle is different now. remembering the toys that were so precious when you were young yourself, toys that you once had. The collectible market is huge on this.
Remember Razor scooters?
#1 best-selling scooter in the world just got a whole lot hotter.
This is not the Razor that I grew up with.
Absolutely.
You guys have grown up too.
Yeah, absolutely. Over the past 23 years, we went from being a kid's line of scooters. As we've grown up, so have the products.
E-bikes and scooters and go-karts, translating to intergenerational play for parents, grandparents, and kids.
I think especially during COVID and during the pandemic, we saw a lot of three-generational households come together. At Razor, we started paying attention in our own lives and in our customers' lives. We see the grandparents playing a larger and larger role, not only in the purchasing, but also in the play.
Jazzwares, the company behind Squishmallows, capitalizing on that collectability.
Tell me a little bit about, now that we're inside the vault,
Yes.
what some of this stuff is.
Yes, in the vault. So what we do at Jazzwares, we do some of the higher end product, limited edition, exclusive, only available for a certain amount of time under our Vault brand.
They're the types of toys Phoebe Taylor and Jeff Zappola have spent decades collecting.
How many individual pieces am I looking at here?
Right here,
1,000?
I would say 1 to 2,000.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The New York City couple says a rare find like the Driller
This is the kind of stuff that we get so excited about seeing.
comes their way but once a year if they're lucky.
Or two, right?
He's very rare. This
Yes.
is from Thundercats. He is cool because he has a thing in the back that makes it spins around. But once again, a character that barely showed up in the show, but also this is a pretty fragile toy. We usually have
I'm watching Jeff's blood pressure raise as we're talking about him.
The duo now sharing their love of vintage toys and games with the world.
No need to adjust your screens. We have stepped back in time. The Museum of Nostalgia. You have the best job ever, Phoebe.
Thank you. I think so too.
A place for kidults to buy the lost toys of their youth.
The big thing is now we're actually adults and we can buy the stuff ourselves. We have our own adult income and trying to reclaim some of those things that maybe we never got to have or had but lost in a fire or that we sold in a garage sale or something. There's that joy of reclaiming something from a happy time when we were a kid, but we can pay for it ourselves now.
And the perfect place for newbies to learn the ABCs of nostalgia. A for Alf, B for Barbie, C for Cabbage Patch Kids.
It's the families, it's the parents that come in with a 3 or 4-year-old kid and they go play in the back, and then we get to talk to them about their childhood. Or what's even more wonderful is when I hear them giving them a little tutorial of like, this is what I had as a kid, and they're making that connection.
Connection and joy.
As an adult, what role does play factor into your life now?
Play makes me a happier person.
Yeah.
Happier is putting it mildly.
We're just monkeying around.
Thanks to Will for that. Still much more to get to here on Prime, including a leak that's already released more than 1 million gallons of oil off the Louisiana coast, why officials are having trouble stopping it, plus new details about that mysterious illness in dogs, why the holidays are bringing about some new concerns. But next, it's Native American Heritage Month. We look at the legacy and enduring contributions of these distinct cultures by the numbers.
With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 most watched newscast across all of television.
This is ABC News Live.
The crush of families here in Poland.
At refugee centers
In Putin's Russia.
On the ground in Ukraine.
Close to the front line.
From the capital, destructive Cat 4 storm.
You're along I-5. Boston is in the bullseye.
Let's go.
ABC News Live, America's #1 streaming news. Anytime, anywhere. Streaming 24/7, straight to you for free.
Thank you for making ABC News Live America's #1 streaming news.
From America's #1 news comes the all-new ABC News app. Breaking news, incredible video, faster, smarter, and customizable to your interests. If you love being in the know, you're gonna love this. Experience the all-new ABC News app. Download it now.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you? Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 2 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show. First thing in the morning.
There's a lot going on.
Everybody in that home is okay.
To catch you up with what happened overnight. We are here at fashion's biggest night out.
What's happening today? YouTube has unveiled a new set of policies.
What people are talking about. The new ad campaign.
Fast, straightforward.
With some fun in between.
A real-life Barbie dream house.
A name change for the Wienermobile.
First thing in the morning.
America This Morning.
America's #1 early morning news.
On ABC News Live.
When the announcer calls my name, the world almost fades away.
It's the biggest, it's the most famous dog event there is.
Welcome to Crufts, the world's greatest dog show.
The competition in dog dancing is very stiff.
Here, every dog has its day on the dance floor.
Dancing with my dog is the closest thing to magic.
Our winner of Crufts 2023.
The Secret Life of Dancing Dogs, now streaming on Hulu.
When I got sent to Idaho to cover the murders of 4 college students, it was a story that didn't make any sense. 4 students stabbed to death in their beds while 2 roommates were home.
You gotta think to yourself, okay, who's the target and how many people would a man go through to get to his target?
I'm Kana Whitworth with ABC News. This is the story of savage murders, a determined small-town police force, and a scholar of crime. This is the King Road Killings. The full series is out now. Listen to every episode wherever you get your podcasts.
It's lunchtime in America, so what are we serving up?
Well, how about everything you need to know?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
Give it to me. Your health, your money, breaking news, pop culture, with the biggest stars, music, trends, and of course, good food. GMA 3, what you need to know. A third hour of GMA in the afternoon.
So join us, afternoons.
For everything you need to know.
I love that.
Reporting from the earthquake in Turkey, I'm David Muir. Wherever the story, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
Welcome back. November marks Native American Heritage Month, a time to recognize the invaluable contributions of Native people and honor the distinct cultures and identities of Native American sovereign nations. And we pay tribute to Native American Heritage Month tonight by the numbers. It was 33 years ago that President George H.W. Bush first officially proclaimed November as National American Indian Heritage Month. It's had a few different name variations since then, but it's been recognized by every president every November since Bush. The Native American population has jumped by 85% over the past decade, according to the 2020 census. That growth is due in part to a broader definition of Native American allowed on the last census. That census showed the number of Americans claiming indigenous heritage jumped from 5.2 million in 2010 to 9.6 million in 2020. Native people are often characterized by numbers, like having the highest poverty rate of all minorities. That's at 25.4%. But Native Americans are honored by a host of accolades, too. Here is one. Native Americans serve in the United States Armed Forces at a rate that is 5 times the national average, and 42,000 Native Americans served in the Vietnam War. 90% of them were volunteers. There are 574 federally recognized Native American tribes or Indian nations in the United States. 229 of these ethnically and culturally diverse nations are in Alaska. The others spread across 35 different states. It's been 99 years since Congress enacted the Indian Citizenship Act in 1924, extending citizenship to all U.S.-born American Indians that were not officially already covered by treaties. One more number for you. That is the number 1. That's how many Native Americans have served as cabinet secretaries. That honor bestowed upon Deb Haaland, who is Laguna Pueblo and is the current U.S. Secretary of the Interior. This year, President Biden declared November 24th, 2023 as Native American Heritage Day, encouraging all Americans to take part in ceremonies and activities that day and all month to pay tribute to American Indians and Alaskan Natives. And there is much more ahead for us tonight here on Prime. A second actress leaves a recently rebooted horror franchise, the departures threatening the brand's new momentum, and why this woman's basement may just be the best kept secret in ballroom dancing. But first, a look at our trending stories on abcnews.com.
Whenever, wherever news breaks, it's so important to always remember that lives are changed. Here in London, in Buffalo, Uvalde, Texas,
Edinburgh, Scotland, from Poland once again tonight. Thank you so much for streaming with us. Ukrainian refugees here in Warsaw.
Do you think you'll ever be able to go back home? We're heading to a small community outside of Mexico City.
Splintered houses and splintered lives. The magnitude of the devastation.
You're streaming ABC News Live. Reporting from Rolling Fork, Mississippi,
Santa Fe, New Mexico, Raleigh, North Carolina, the U.S. Capitol, Mayfield, Kentucky,
Minneapolis,
Mexico, Tongass National Forest, Alaska.
Getting you behind the stories as they happen, giving you a front row seat to our world as it plays out in real time, live.
ABC News Live Prime. We'll take you there.
Stream ABC News Live weeknights, America's most honored streaming news program, only on ABC News Live. Streaming free right now wherever you stream your news.
First thing in the morning.
There's a lot going on.
Everybody in that home is okay.
To catch you up with what happened overnight. We are here at fashion's biggest night out.
What's happening today? YouTube has unveiled a new set of policies.
What people are talking about. The new ad campaign.
Fast, straightforward.
With some fun in between.
A real-life Barbie dream house.
A name change for the Wienermobile.
First thing in the morning.
America This Morning.
America's #1 early morning news.
On ABC News Live.
This is ABC News Live.
The crush of families here in Poland.
At refugee centers
In Putin's Russia.
On the ground in Ukraine.
Close to the front line.
From the capital. Destructive Cat 4 storm.
You're along I-5.
Boston is in the bullseye.
Let's go.
ABC News Live, America's #1 streaming news. Anytime, anywhere. Streaming 24/7, straight to you for free.
Thank you for making ABC News Live America's #1 streaming news.
When I got sent to Idaho to cover the murders of 4 college students, it was a story that didn't make any sense. 4 students stabbed to death in their beds while 2 roommates were home.
You gotta think to yourself, okay, who's the target and how many people would a man go through to get to his target?
I'm Kana Whitworth with ABC News. This is the story of savage murders, a determined small-town police force, and a scholar of crime. This is the King Road Killings. The full series is out now. Listen to every episode wherever you get your podcasts.
Get ready, America, every Friday.
The hottest trends, styles, and must-have. What's the right stuff to buy right now? I really love that. It's time to buy the right stuff.
Yes!
And save big time, too.
The right stuff.
Fridays on GMA.
You're gonna love it.
Why do so many people start their day here?
From ABC News, this is Start Here.
To be in the know and get a different take on the day's top stories. Start here.
Now, that's a part of the story I bet you didn't see coming.
Make it your daily first listen wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you? Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 2 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
Scary moments when a plane crashes at a shopping mall, a warning about some processed foods, and a music fallout as a legal battle begins between the famous duo Hall & Oates. These stories and much more in tonight's Rundown.
A disturbing scene. The NTSB and FAA are investigating a fiery plane crash in Plano, Texas. The pilot, the only person aboard the single-engine Cessna, was killed when the plane slammed into a shopping center parking lot. The aircraft quickly became engulfed in flames. Luckily, no one on the ground was hurt.
Officials are monitoring water quality and wildlife after an oil spill off the Louisiana coast.
The crude began bubbling up last week from an underwater pipeline that's over 60 miles long. But Coast Guard Captain Kelly Denny says the precise point of the leak isn't clear.
NOAA science teams expect that over 75% of the oil was lost to the environment in the first 24 hours.
The early estimate is 1.1 million gallons. The oil slick has drifted away from the shoreline.
A new warning about ultra-processed foods. Researchers have found the more you eat, the higher your risk for some cancers. The risk could be up to 25% higher for head and neck cancers. Some ultra-processed foods include sugary drinks and frozen meals. World Cancer Research Fund International, which funded the study, is calling for additional research to understand the link, as the original data was collected in the 90s when the consumption of ultra-processed foods was lower than it is today.
If you're tired of paying for cable TV, the Biden administration is trying to get rid of cord-cutting fees. It's proposing a new FCC rule that would require cable and satellite TV providers to eliminate early cancellation fees.
Well, the soulful duo who make up the group Hall & Oates have hit a sour note. Daryl Hall has obtained a restraining order against his former partner, John Oates. It appears to be the result of an ongoing lawsuit involving the two men. No word on what it's about. Hall & Oates formed their group in 1970. They released 18 studio albums, which produced top singles such as Man-Eater and Rich Girl.
You make my dreams come true. All right.
Another shakeup for the Scream movie franchise. Trade publication Deadline reports actress Jenna Ortega, who appeared in Scream 6, will not be returning for Scream 7. At this point, there's no indication it has anything to do with the firing of her co-star Melissa Barrera, who lost her starring role in the latest Scream movie after a series of pro-Palestinian posts that included references to genocide and ethnic cleansing. Ortega's exit is reportedly over scheduling issues with her role in the hit Netflix series Wednesday.
All right, dog owners, listen up. A mystery illness is affecting dogs across the country. Vets are sounding alarm bells tonight, concerned it could spread, with many families traveling with their pets for the holiday. ABC's Will Reeve has the details.
It's the mystery illness affecting dogs nationwide and leaving owners like Lauren Salaya worried about their four-legged family members.
Over the course of about 2 days, she continued to have that like dry hacking cough. And it just kind of progressed from there.
6 weeks ago, Salaya from North Carolina noticed her German Shepherd, Maddie, showing signs of what she and her vet initially believed was typical kennel cough, until it didn't go away.
Unfortunately, it is extremely contagious, and our French Bulldog got it as well.
Cases like this now popping up around the country. Kaylee and Ryan from New Hampshire now dealing with the mystery contagious respiratory disease with their 1-year-old Australian Shepherd, Toby.
You're like, do we bring him to the emergency vet?
When he was coughing, he was like gagging because he was coughing up like phlegm.
Veterinarian Dr. Lindsay Ganser, who has already treated 35 dogs with the mystery disease, says the first symptom, coughing, can last for weeks.
Starting with a cough, eye or nasal discharge, progressing to more of a wet cough, lethargy, fever, not wanting to eat. So you'll notice that their respiratory rate and effort are increased. Their gums might turn blue or purple.
Now, as 50 million Americans hit the road for the holidays, concerns about their own furry friends brought sharply into focus. Janet on Facebook wondering if boarding her pet is okay.
Most important thing is to avoid any areas where there are a lot of dogs in that space. So avoid boarding them, avoid doggy daycares, going to the groomer, going to dog parks.
Sammy questioning if cats are affected too.
Right now, we're only seeing it in dogs. Typically, bacteria and viruses don't necessarily spread from species to species.
And perhaps the number one question so many want answered: how can we keep our pets safe?
Definitely get seen by a veterinarian sooner rather than later. The earlier that treatment starts, the better chance they have of not progressing and developing into a pneumonia.
Will Reeve for us tonight. Will, thank you. One of the biggest stars in the world now and one of the most sought-after directors in Hollywood are back again. The latest collaboration between director Martin Scorsese and actor Leonardo DiCaprio tells the true story of ruthless exploitation and murder committed against the Osage Nation, an Oklahoma community of Native Americans in the 1920s. Our own Chris Connolly spoke to DiCaprio and his co-star Lily Gladstone about this emotionally turbulent film.
Lily, Leo, thank you so much for being here.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Ask Leonardo DiCaprio. 37-year-old Native American actress Lily Gladstone is the North Star and the beating heart of Killers of the Flower Moon.
Kind of electrifying. I've never seen Martin Scorsese meet somebody for the first time and say, that person is doing the role, hire them. I want her to be our partner on this film.
I'm a different kind of horse. A triumph for Native representation thanks to her advocacy. Her performance, a revelation, shining next to the biggest star there is.
What was that? Shomikasi. That's how you are. I don't know what she said, but it must have been Indian for handsome devil.
The respect that she and dedication that she gave to telling this story through the Osage viewpoint the right way. She kind of represented her own grandmother in a lot of ways.
When I told her, "Grandmother, I'm going to be in a movie by Martin Scorsese." Oh, Martin Scorsese, and Robert De Niro's in it. Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. Ooh. So then I pulled out Titanic.
I'm the king of the world!
I guess Titanic is still the universal language.
I guess it is.
It was Titanic that made DiCaprio a sensation, with his talent sustaining the box office clout since that's helped him to get challenging films made.
You're so stupid, Rose.
And the Oscar goes to Leonardo DiCaprio.
2016, he won Best Actor for one of those movies, The Revenant. Now, after partnering with Martin Scorsese on The Departed and The Wolf of Wall Street, Killers of the Flower Moon is their 6th film together.
What can I say? He's truly a national treasure. He is the great one of our time.
If they ever say can die, take her head rights.
Real-life characters. In 1920s Oklahoma, Leo's World War I vet Ernest conspires with Robert De Niro's evil boss to infiltrate and murder Native women from the oil-rich Osage, yet also woos and weds Gladstone's steadfast Molly. For the Osage, it'd be known as the Reign of Terror, a history so devastating, Gladstone posted on X a guide for natives watching the film.
This story is a microcosm for many other stories about the persecution of Native Americans. But look, this is still going on today.
You talked about how your hands were shaking a little bit the first time you worked with Leo.
But I don't give anybody the shakes, I mean.
But I heard that story, and I imagined you 30 years ago also sitting across from Robert De Niro.
It's me, isn't it? You just can't stand the fact that I exist.
In 1993, it was a teenage DiCaprio making his major movie debut in This Boy's Life. I bet your hands were shaking a little bit on that occasion.
Oh, for sure.
They were again on this film. I remember that.
For sure.
You still get nervous working with Robert
De Niro? I did my first major role in a movie with Robert De Niro, and exactly 30 years later, I'm getting to work with him again, almost doing a version of that movie, of the abused sort of, stepchild that has, whose father figure has a mental control over him and is abusive.
Don't worry, I'm gone. Just give me my paper of money.
That money is gone with the wind.
No!
I told him to leave the gun. I told him exactly to leave the gun. Just like you told me, kid. I don't know why he didn't. I don't know why.
So it felt like home. I felt like I was coming, felt like an intrinsic part of my childhood, and I fit right into those shoes.
You're 49 years old. How the hell did that happen?
I have no idea. We were talking about our first interview that may have been 30 years ago.
What do you want to do before you turn 50?
Good question.
Well, every now and then.
You know what? Just one more movie. One more movie.
He'll do it.
Chris Connolly with that inside look, and tonight we're getting a different kind of inside look at a major part of ballroom dancing culture, the dresses. And one woman, Julie Wilson, runs what's considered the go-to shop for dancing champions, selling glitz and glamour out of her basement. She gave us a tour.
Oh my gosh. See, I love that.
Encore Ballroom Couture is 100% consignment ballroom dresses. We also do consignment rentals, therefore allowing ladies with any budget to be able to afford to wear one of these gorgeous couture gowns. We have a huge closet, and my mom had always purchased my ballroom dresses for shows and competitions, and there was a huge closet full, and she couldn't get her winter coats in the closet. And so she looked at me and she said, "You need to take care of this." So I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna sell my dresses. And then I started selling my friends, and then, you know, it just kind of continued to snowball. So my mom, when I brought up the idea of going into business, having a business, she really leaned right into it because it's just natural for us to do nearly everything together. We clean all of the dresses by hand ourselves and refurbish. We're doing a lot of the preparations for the Dancing with the Stars costumes. We have several costumes going into the American History Museum 2026 for a special exhibit, and we also have costumes of a large collection going to the Hollywood Museum.
You want to try on things that you've never tried on before and then find that you look good in something you never thought you would put on. That is fabulous.
You get to come here and it's almost like a different persona you get to put on when you put on your ballroom dress, which is really magical.
My mom passed in 2021 unexpectedly, and it was a very hard time for me because she was my best friend and she was the heart of Encore. She was wonderful with people. She was wonderful with the ladies and the clients. Being the go-to in this industry, I will tell you, feels very natural. I've done it for so long. I have watched my mother do it. I've done it myself. These dresses are mid-journey. So I get to help them get to their next destination, their next memory. And I get to help these ladies feel beautiful.
All out of her basement. Great story there. Finally for us, if you're looking to do some online Black Friday holiday shopping this year, we've got tips for you. Here's ABC's Melissa Adon with expert advice on how to get the best deals.
Holiday shopping has been going on for weeks, even before Black Friday, which used to be the start of the season.
Black Friday still is definitely a thing, but it's not just on the day of Black Friday anymore. So you kind of have to think of Black Friday as a season or as the entirety of Thanksgiving week.
So here's some tips on ways to get good deals. Black Friday is a great time to buy clothing, gift cards, and home goods.
Especially those smaller appliances. Think vacuums, countertop appliances like air fryers, and anything you need for your kitchen. Those are always very deeply discounted during Black Friday.
Another popular item on a lot of shopping lists, TVs.
The number one thing that you should always wait until Black Friday to buy is a TV. We've seen year after year that they hit their absolute best prices on Black Friday itself.
If you're considering shopping online versus in person, there are some advantages.
You can immediately compare prices across retailers very, very quickly, which you can't always, do as quickly when you're in a physical store. The other advantage of shopping online is that you can immediately start looking up promo codes, cashback offers, and things that make the deals a little sweeter.
You might also be able to save by using social media.
So if you follow your retailers online or brands especially, you may be able to get access to exclusive savings such as coupon codes and other discounts that they're going to offer exclusively through those venues, whether on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter.
And of course, it's always smart to shop around.
For a lot of items on Black Friday, it can really pay off if you take that extra moment to compare across retailers. They're all competing with each other.
Melissa Adon for us, thank you. That is our show for this hour. I'm Jay O'Brien, in for Lindsay Davis. Stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context, news, and analysis of the day's top stories. Thanks so much for streaming with us. And coming up, it's the most visited clothing brand on the internet, but the success hasn't come without controversy. The allegations against Shein, and Haitian officials say a violent gang member is now in U.S. custody. The crimes he's accused of committing against 4 Americans.
Why do so many people start their day here?
From ABC News, this is Start Here.
To be in the know and get a different take on the day's top stories. Start here.
Now, that's a part of the story I bet you didn't see coming.
Make it your daily first listen, wherever you get your podcasts. From America's #1 news comes the all-new ABC News app. Breaking news, incredible video, faster, smarter, and customizable to your interests. If you love being in the know, you're gonna love this. Experience the all-new ABC News app. Download it now.
It's lunchtime in America, so what are we serving up?
Well, how about everything you need to know?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
Give it to me. Your health, your money, breaking news, pop culture, with the biggest stars, music, trends, and of course, good food. GMA 3, what you need to know. A third hour of GMA in the afternoon.
So join us, afternoons.
For everything you need to know.
I love that.
This is ABC News Live.
The crush of families here in Poland.
At refugee centers.
In Putin's Russia.
On the ground in Ukraine.
Close to the front line.
From the capital. Destructive Cat 4 storm.
Here along I-5.
Boston is in the bullseye.
Let's go.
ABC News Live, America's #1 streaming news. Anytime, anywhere. Streaming 24/7, straight to you for free.
Thank you for making ABC News Live America's #1 streaming news.
When the announcer calls my name, the world almost fades away.
It's the biggest, it's the most famous dog event there is.
Welcome to Crufts, the world's greatest dog show.
The competition in dog dancing is very stiff.
Here, every dog has its day on the dance floor.
Dancing with my dog is the closest thing to magic.
Our winner, Crufts 2023.
The Secret Life of Dancing Dogs, now streaming on Hulu.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you? Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 2 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
When I got sent to Idaho to cover the murders of 4 college students, it was a story that didn't make any sense. 4 students stabbed to death in their beds while 2 roommates were home.
You gotta think to yourself, okay, who's the target and how many people would a man go through to get to his target?
I'm Kana Whitworth with ABC News. This is the story of savage murders, a determined small-town police force, and a scholar of crime. This is the King Road Killings. The full series is out now. Listen to every episode wherever you get your podcasts.
Reporting from Monterey Park, California, I'm Robin Roberts. Wherever the story is, we're going to take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
Good evening, everyone. This is ABC News Live Prime. I'm Jay O'Brien, in for Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We've got a lot of news to get into this evening, including an explosion at a major border entry to Canada. At least 2 people now dead. Law enforcement in both countries investigating the cause. Plus, the big brewing travel nightmare as millions of Americans hit the roads, trains, and skies to get to their Thanksgiving holiday. And hours after a deal was finalized for the release of hostages from Hamas, the Israeli cabinet learning just who they'll be getting back. We'll have the details there and when that release is expected. But we begin with a scary situation along the U.S.-Canadian border when a car crashed and exploded on the Rainbow Bridge near Niagara Falls. The chaos playing out as tens of millions of people are traveling for the Thanksgiving holiday. Look at this video closely. We want to show you. You can see the car speeding in the background there. Sources telling ABC News the driver was going up to 100 miles an hour when that car crashed into the checkpoint. 2 people in the vehicle were killed. Authorities say it happened on the U.S. side of the bridge. After being closed for hours, that bridge reopening tonight around 7 p.m. Eastern. New York Governor Kathy Hochul revealed there is no indication this evening that this was a terrorist attack. All of this comes as authorities across the country are on a state of high alert because of the Israel-Hamas war. Trevor Ault leads us off from Niagara Falls, New York tonight.
This is the moment the car burst into flames. The verified video circulating online showing the deadly explosion, raising alarm on both sides of the border on one of the busiest travel days of the year.
I've never seen anything like this. The car just exploded.
It happened just before noon near the New York entrance to the International Rainbow Bridge, which connects the U.S. and Canada at Niagara Falls. The car speeding so fast, eyewitnesses say it launched into the air near one of the security checkpoints.
I seen something airborne. I first thought it was an airplane. It looked like slow motion. And I said, my God, it's a car.
Then a fireball.
Yo, oh my God, are they all right?
Smoke billowing high into the air, the driver and passenger dead on the scene, a border officer injured, authorities sealing the area.
I'm going to send you over to the Custom Bridge for a fire that's happening. Fires are already there. You're going there to block off roads.
Officials in the U.S. and Canada taking no chances, quickly closing all 4 bridges connecting Canada to western New York.
Additional measures are being contemplated and activated at all border crossings across the country. We are taking this extraordinarily seriously.
At the airport in nearby Buffalo, international flights suspended. The FBI launching an investigation. New York's governor tonight saying no explosives have been found, offering these words of reassurance.
I want to be very, very clear to Americans and New Yorkers. At this time, there is no indication of a terrorist attack.
Trevor Ault for us tonight. Trevor, thank you. That bridge incident happened as millions of Americans hit the roads and took to the skies for what's expected to be the busiest Thanksgiving travel week ever. Meteorologist Rob Marciano is tracking your forecast tonight, but we want to start with Gio Benitez, who covers transportation.
Tonight, fueled by the lowest gas prices in years, millions of Americans are hitting the road for Thanksgiving.
We stopped at Annapolis, we stopped in New Jersey, next stop is Rhode Island, and then Massachusetts.
Overnight in Los Angeles, a sea of red and white lights as drivers face gridlock on the 405 freeway. While in the east, drivers face powerful storms. This tornado spotted in Hartford, Alabama. This crash in Huntsville, killing 2 and injuring 5. High winds taking down trees in New York City. The system even blanketing parts of New England in snow. At the airports, massive crowds.
It's a lot busier. I have never seen like this many people.
And we are inside the United Control Tower here at Newark, and I just want you to take a look at that tarmac because you see all of those planes there. It is very, very busy. 4,100 flights for United today. That's 3 flights every minute. So far, minimal delays, but Sunday could break the TSA's record for the most travelers ever. And right now is the tail end of the busiest times on the road here in the Northeast. So now our attention turns to the ride home, and experts tell us the busiest times will be between 3 and 5 p.m. on Sunday. Jay?
And tonight, we're tracking a new cross-country storm sweeping its way east over the Thanksgiving weekend. Heavy snow in some areas, including the Northeast, just when many may be headed home after the holiday. Let's get right to ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano. Rob, time all of this out for us.
Yeah, Jay, bad timing again. We're kind of bookending this holiday weekend with 2 storms. Just as the last one pulls out and the cold air pours in, we've got this next one that's already producing some snow across parts of the mountains. Look at the cold air for much of the country tomorrow morning. It's going to feel really, really chilly. Wind chills will be below freezing as far south as northern Alabama, parts of Tennessee. St. Louis will feel like 30, and the winds will be blowing around Manhattan as well tomorrow. I think they'll probably have to lower the balloons for the Thanksgiving Day parade, and certainly cold enough for snow across the northern Rockies, where we have winter storm warnings posted for much of Wyoming beginning tomorrow and then into Friday, as we could see 6 to 12 inches of snow, some of that getting down into Denver and then pushing east across the Corn Belt during the day on Friday and into Saturday. It looks like Sunday morning we'll see some snow, St. Louis, Chicago, maybe back down towards Indianapolis. 1 to 3 inches potentially there, so O'Hare could be an issue there. Cincinnati, Hub, they could have some problems. Detroit too into Sunday night. That's when it really reaches the the northeast. Hopefully it slows down and at least the I-95 corridor won't be affected. But right now, it looks like it'll get here in time to create some headaches as we go through time. And according to TSA, Sunday is set up to be the busiest travel day at American airports on record. So not the greatest timing.
Yeah, a lot of people driving and flying through that snow and rain. Rob, thank you. Now to the Israel-Hamas war and the planned ceasefire and hostage release. Late today, Israel said nothing will take place now until Friday. The Israeli military unleashing massive assaults on Gaza until then. Today, Israel revealing what it claims is more evidence of Hamas working out of the Al-Sharifa hospital in Gaza. Israeli authorities screened our footage, but only asked that sensitive details such as monitors or soldiers' faces be blurred. Here's ABC's Matt Gutman with that report in Israel tonight.
Tonight, just hours before a planned ceasefire in exchange for the release of dozens of hostages held by Hamas, a senior Israeli official now saying that the ceasefire and hostage release won't happen until Friday. That is a relentless Israeli bombardment today left Gaza smothered in smoke. Israel unleashing a massive bombardment on a city already in ruins. Israel and Hamas today hammering out the final details for the release of at least 50 Israeli women and children held in Gaza in exchange for a 4-day ceasefire and the release of at least 150 Palestinian women and minors jailed in Israel, as well as increased humanitarian aid into Gaza. President Biden personally involved in negotiations. That is a senior U.S. official telling ABC News 3 Americans are expected to be among the first hostages released, including 3-year-old Abigail Moore-Idan. Abigail was still in her father's arms when Hamas terrorists shot him dead. She turns 4 on Friday.
I pray, we all pray, that this release will happen and that Abigail will actually be home to celebrate her 4th birthday.
In Gaza, word of that pause in fighting met with relief.
It's really dangerous.
Tala Herzala and her family fled Israel's bombardment in northern Gaza, showing us the horrors of daily life there.
This is what we hear. It's every minute, every hour, every second.
Tala now concerned about what comes after the ceasefire.
I know it's good for people. I know it's good for everyone to stop bombing at least. But it's not enough.
Today, as we drove into Gaza on those Humvees,
it's hard to take in the scale of the destruction here in Gaza City.
We passed the humanitarian corridor, those civilians standing still as statues, holding up ID cards and white flags. The IDF 7th Brigade taking us into Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa, and inside the tunnel complex they say proves Hamas ran a command and control center right beneath the hospital. And right beside the compound's internal medicine building, we descended into that pit, squeezing into one of the tunnels there.
This is the tunnel. You can see what look like electricity cables here. This, we're told, is for air.
It led directly beneath that internal medicine building.
We're calling this a really sophisticated tunnel. It's high, it's relatively broad. You can walk standing up. You can see all the outlets for electricity and others.
The tunnel was vented.
This appears to be a kitchenette. You can see it's even tiled here. There is a sink.
We saw multiple bathrooms.
Here you can see the room.
And right next to it, that large room, also tiled, beds in the back. It even had an air conditioner.
Do we know how far this goes?
A couple hundred meters.
A couple hundred meters on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that side is completely secure yet. There is so much destruction. How much of it was actually militarily necessary?
I think
because
Israel,
1.5 million aren't going to be able to come back here.
Yeah. Israel is not fighting against the Gazan civilians. It's not fighting it's not fighting in order to create destruction. But when you have an organization that wages its war from hospital, building tunnels underneath, we have no other alternative. We're going to defeat Hamas.
Matt Gutman reporting in Israel for us tonight. Matt, thank you. We're now learning a former Obama administration advisor was taken into police custody tonight, police say, after a confrontation at a halal cart in Manhattan was caught on camera. Several videos captured the former diplomat, Stuart Sadolowicz, allegedly harassing the vendor about his Egyptian roots and Islamic faith. The owners of the cart said that they've seen several ugly confrontations there over the last 2 weeks amid that conflict in the Middle East. And according to New York's Governor Kathleen Hochul, that harassment is keeping with the more than 400% increase against Arab, Muslim, and Jewish communities in the weeks since the Israel-Hamas war began. Also tonight, Atlanta authorities have released body camera video of a deadly confrontation. The encounter, which started with a traffic accident, led to the tasing death of a local deacon. And now the victim's family wants charges filed. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Sign the ticket. Sign the ticket.
Tonight, calls for justice after the release of this disturbing body camera video showing the tense moments that led to the tasing death of an Atlanta deacon.
Sign the ticket. I'm gonna tase you. Put your arms behind your back now. Put your arms behind your back.
According to the family, Deacon Johnny Holman was on his way home from Bible study on the night of August 10th when he was hit by another driver. Holman calling 911.
Somebody ran to my truck right here.
Officer Kieran Kimbrough informs Holman he was found at fault, but Holman asserts his innocence, refusing to sign the traffic ticket.
I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing.
The officer attempts to take the 62-year-old into custody, struggling for several minutes.
Okay, breathe. Put your hands behind your back. Okay, breathe.
He then deploys a taser.
Put your hands behind your back.
Holman unresponsive. EMTs called to the scene. The deacon transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The medical examiner ruling Holman's death a homicide, saying he died due to the shock from the taser. Tonight, Holman's family calling for Officer Kimbrough to be charged.
We need him jailed. We need him prosecuted to the fullest extent.
Ariel Reshef reporting for us tonight. And a somber anniversary today marks 60 years since the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in Dallas. Generations of Americans remembered where they were on November 22nd, 1963, when that news broke that Kennedy had been shot and killed. Today in Dallas, Parkland Hospital opened the John F. Kennedy Park for Hope, Healing, and Heroes. Kennedy was rushed to Parkland by the Secret Service after he was shot. There is still much more for us to get to here tonight on Prime. Coming up, as holiday shopping ramps up, we are unboxing Shein, the growing accusations against the wildly popular fast fashion company. But next, it's one of the most dangerous migration routes in the world. The grim new details about this year's death toll.
Whenever news breaks,
the crush of families here in Poland.
Here in Kentucky, no match for the tornado.
From Monterey Park, California, on the ground in Ukraine.
Reporting from Uvalde, Texas.
ABC News Live is right there everywhere.
From the scene of that deadly missile strike in Dnipro, Ukraine.
Reporting from the earthquake in Turkey.
From Charleston, South Carolina, on the 2024 campaign trail.
From Kathmandu, Nepal.
In Truckee, California, covering record snowfall.
Traveling with the president in Mexico City.
Wherever the story.
Here at this airport in Tampa, it's already shut down.
Reporting from the nurses on the picket line.
Reporting from Jerusalem.
Here at 10 Downing Street in London.
Streaming live to you.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is. We're going to take you there.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live. Streaming free everywhere. America's #1 streaming news.
Everything is so fine, little bit of sunshine. Some more, just a little bit. Breathe more, just a little bit. Smile a little more, and I'm into it. I've been running through the strange life. Pictures on my phone, like everything is so fine, little bit of sunshine.
Good morning, America.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you? Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do? Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 2 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show. Reporting from the scene of the massive earthquake along the Turkey-Syria border, I'm James Longman. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. We're streaming ABC News Live.
Welcome back. We're tracking several headlines around the world. Haitian authorities said a violent gang member accused of kidnapping 4 Americans last year has been extradited to the U.S. Haiti's national police say the suspect was arrested back in September as he tried to flee to the nearby border with the Dominican Republic. According to the UN, that gang, which has roughly 20 members, has committed acts of extreme violence, which include forcing people to abandon large areas of cropland, threatening agriculture production there. More than 2,000 people have died or gone missing in the central Mediterranean in the first 9 months of this year, making 2023 the deadliest at sea for migrants in 6 years, according to new data. That breaks down to an average of 8 people who have died or gone missing along that route each day of this year. The central Mediterranean is one of the world's most dangerous migration routes, which stretches between North Africa and Italy. Now to Mexico, where authorities say more than 200 migrants, including minors, were found locked in a trailer in the southern state of Veracruz. Officials say the migrants were discovered in the back of a tractor trailer after a chase, the driver abandoning that semi and running away. Now to the most visited clothing brand on the internet, Shein. The company, founded in China, rose to prominence during the pandemic. Now, some designers are accusing that fast fashion brand of copying work. ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang has that story.
Shein hauls are typically young women showing off hundreds of dollars in merchandise. They've been going viral on social media since 2020.
We have a massive back-to-school Shein haul. This order was $200. Look at the receipt. Besties, I spent $500 at Shein. Also, guys, I got so many things that I even forgot, like what I even ordered.
People then follow those TikToks to Shein. It's the most visited clothing website in the world. Customers spend twice as much time on there as on Nike.com, the next most popular site.
There are so many fashion companies out there, but we've never really seen one grow this quickly and take this much market share as quickly as Shein did.
The idea behind fast fashion is to get the newest styles on the market as quickly and cheaply as possible so consumers can snap them up while they're the most popular. Big fast fashion retailers like Zara and H&M normally get runway styles to customers in just a few weeks at a fraction of the luxury price.
To some degree, like H&M and Zara operate the way that the fashion industry has for 150 years. They try to predict the trends for the season. They order clothes at least several weeks in advance, up to several months in advance. And they fill all these retail stores with clothing that they think consumers are gonna wanna buy.
But Shein's business model is a little different.
What they do is they use data and algorithms to track trends. And when a trend emerges, they place an order and then they wait to see which product is gonna take off. And only then do they go back to their factories and say, this is selling, we need to make more of it. You can get a dress for under $2 on Shein. You can get a top for, less than $1. You can have it shipped to your house for under probably $10. So I think it was just this perfect combination of a captive audience during the pandemic, everybody being on their phones, combined with speed to market and low price that kind of just propelled them to dominance in the fashion industry.
This massive churn through products may not cost consumers a lot of money, but it does have a price. Some consumers have started pushing back on the company. Even the Giudice family faced criticism for their partnership. But in a statement, they said, "We 100% believe in ethical practices in all capacities, and in doing our due diligence, have not seen any substantive evidence definitively showing unethical practices."
We're actually in my family home. I just kind of asked my grandparents if I could use the space as a studio. I want it to feel, when you walk in here, like it is my room or my closet.
And this is where all the magic happens.
Yes.
Bailey Prado is an independent clothing designer from Southern California.
This was the original design that I found out was copied. One of my followers actually DM'd me a picture of this dress because it's very distinctive and very unique.
In August 2021, a popular fashion watchdog account called Diet Prada posted screen grabs of the Shein website side by side with Prado's designs.
How many hours would you say it takes to create one of these pieces?
I would say over 20, 30 hours.
She says that Shein's copied more than 40 of her designs and sold them for way cheaper. Prado was selling this set for $175. A very similar design was going for $25 on Shein.
Calling out a big company is scary, and especially when the comments started coming in.
So if that crochet collection was still up on Shein's website, you think that would have meant a big hit to your sales?
Definitely. I think that once your work is out there, it loses value in your original designs, because why would someone want to pay more for something that they can get for cheaper?
She tried to contact Shein, but she never heard back. We asked Shein about Bailey's claims, and they said Shein takes all claims of infringement seriously. It is not our intent to infringe anyone's valid intellectual property, and it is not our business model to do so. Shein suppliers and marketplace sellers are required to comply with company policy and certify their products do not infringe third-party IP.
Did you ever take legal action against Shein?
I definitely had some lawyers reach out and email me, and I definitely was interested, but again, it takes a lot of time and money. I did not have the money to pay for these lawyers.
Our thanks to Selena Wang, and still to come, something to be thankful for just in time for Thanksgiving. The special gifts many families are now receiving this holiday season.
When I got sent to Idaho to cover the murders of 4 college students, it was a story that didn't make any sense. 4 students stabbed to death in their beds while 2 roommates were home.
You gotta think to yourself, okay, who's the target and how many people would a man go through to get to his target?
I'm Kana Whitworth with ABC News. This is the story of savage murders, a determined small-town police force, and a scholar of crime. This is the King Road Killings. The full series is out now. Listen to every episode wherever you get your podcasts.
With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 most watched newscast across all of television. From America's #1 news comes the all-new ABC News app. Breaking news, incredible video, faster, smarter, and customizable to your interests. If you love being in the know, you're gonna love this. Experience the all-new ABC News app. Download it now.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you? Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do? Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 2 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
Finally tonight, coming home for good and a Thanksgiving to remember. World News Tonight anchor David Muir brings us the story of what it means to be family during this National Adoption Month.
Tonight on this Thanksgiving week, the remarkable gifts. From Denver to Charleston to Sarasota, the families very grateful this year. November is National Adoption Month, and in every corner of America, what they're calling adoption days in courthouses across the country. In Chicago, 13 adoptions in just one day.
I will go ahead and sign the judgment order.
Joseph Castile getting his forever home.
Just to have a permanent home and not have to move around and just have that sense of comfort.
In Milwaukee, 24 children adopted. Mom and new daughter, Zari.
And today your adoption day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it so exciting? We're all here for you.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad, Mandy and Ben Miller, adopting 3-year-old Zari. They've been fostering her since she was just 4 weeks old. Now it's official. And with us tonight,
Hi, David.
Zari, her parents, and now her 4 siblings.
Happy Thanksgiving! This year we're so thankful for our village of family and friends around us.
And in Phoenix, 80 children have been adopted. 9-year-old Michelle, who has special needs, among them.
It is my joy to announce that the petitioners and the child shall now bear to each other the relationship of parent and child.
Her mom and dad, Tiffany and Brandon McClure.
Congratulations.
Right here tonight, the McClure family.
Happy Thanksgiving, David.
With what they're thankful for this Thanksgiving.
This year we're thankful because we finally got to adopt who, boys?
Sister. Happy Thanksgiving.
Our deep thanks to David Muir. Happy National Adoption Month. Happy Thanksgiving. That is our show for tonight. I'm Jay O'Brien. ABC News Live is here for you all night with the latest news, context, and analysis. You can always find us on Hulu, Roku, Pluto TV, the ABC News app, and of course on abcnews.com. Have a great night.
First thing in the morning.
There's a lot going on.